Things are not going well for me, or anyone else in town for that matter. I left you guys while I was in my bathroom, and everything was seemingly going back to normal. The light was back on, the wind and the storm had died down, and I couldn't hear any of those things outside the door. My laptop died only 5 minutes after I last posted, so I'm sorry I couldn't update until now. Things got out of control, quickly. Where do I even start? So, everything was back to normal, but I wasn't going to open that damn door. No way. I decided to sleep and take a shot at things in the morning. I covered the bathroom window with a towel. Never saw anything by it or outside of it, just the storm. And then headed to the tub. I slept super well, actually, which seems weird. I fell asleep and woke up in the same exact position in the tub. I peeked over the rim and saw the light was still on. Okay, good. I peeked through the towel on the bathroom window. Okay, not so good. I saw outside, maybe 20 feet away from my house, 5 of those things. I could get a much better look at them from this viewpoint. Bear with me, because I still can't wrap my head around what the hell these things are. Here's how I can explain them. You know, raw chicken skin? Take that, but make it 6 feet tall. Wrap it around a human-like skeletal structure, but add some more bones in there for good measure. And to make things a little more jagged looking. Now, fill it with Vaseline. Add 2 little black eyes to the top of the forehead, and a circular mouth, about the size of a silver dollar. That's what these things are. I stared out the window with awe and endless fear. I must have stared out at them for more than a few minutes. They would just look at each other and shuffle around aimlessly. A few times they literally snapped their necks 360 degrees to look around, and I think it was to check on noises. I think this because as I was standing there, I must have bumped into a bottle in the shower, causing it to fall. It made a loud bang, and I watched the thing snap their necks and eyes directly to the window. I was frozen in terror and disgust. All 5 of them proceeded to line up next to each other. They looked back and forth between each other until one on the end did something I'll never be able to unsee. It looked like every bone in its body moved at the same time, jutting out of position and into a new one. It looked like it was trying to imitate an animal, getting down on all 4s, but when it moved, it didn't really know how. It started to move around the side of the house, and it was the most disgusting and unnatural thing I've ever seen. I was almost physically sick from watching it. Then, I did throw up because the next 3 did the same exact thing. I cleaned off my mouth in time to see the last one just start walking around the side of my house, its eyes and head never moving from the window. Oh shit, I thought. They're coming now. And I was correct. I looked under the door to see the shadow of one of them, and then the doorknob testing began again. It was almost rhythmic, the way they took turns testing it. I was at a loss, I sat in the tub thinking of what the hell I could do. Use a shower curtain rod and attack them? No. The thing would snap in half on the first hit. Stay in here and try to wait it out still? No. They know exactly where I'm at now. The only thing I could think of was to distract them and make a run for it. My neighbor's house was only 50 yards away, and I could see his back door was open. I couldn't see any of those things walking around inside, and there were no more I could see outside in the yard. I turned on the faucet in the sink and turned the shower on full blast. I decided to not bring the laptop. It's too heavy. My phone was still somewhere in my house. I'm not sure where. I slowly and quietly opened the window and the screen behind it. I crawled out, making sure not to knock over any more bottles. I dropped to the ground and made almost no sound. Outside, it was quiet. I heard a few birds chirping and actually a dog barking way down the road. I looked around and couldn't see any life, or any sign of those things. I started to walk towards my neighbor's house. There's woods to my right, about 100 yards out, and the road to my left with woods on the side of it. As I'm walking, I hear this noise that I can only describe as bone-chillingly horrifying. Look up koalas bellowing. It's like a pig laughing and wheezing, but 10 times louder. I looked over into the woods and saw one of those things on all fours just looking at me and inflating and deflating its head to make those noises. I panicked and started to sprint towards the back door of my neighbor's. I looked behind and saw the others walking around the side of my house and spotting me. I kept running and saw the one in the woods start running at me on all fours, but then moved to start running on just its legs. Fast. I'm glad I was as close as I was. I made it to the back porch door and shut it and locked it. The thing ran right into it and almost knocked itself out. I stood there as it got up and reconfigured its bones, then looked down and tried the doorknob. It looked back at me, then back down, just trying to get the door open. I backed away and looked for the nearest room. I crept up the stairs and turned into the first room. The door was open, and I could see deep maroon stains on the carpet. Okay, I need a break. I'll update you guys again soon. Sorry for any typos here, I'm tired. I'm okay now, and I think I'm starting to figure some things out. But I need to rest. One of those things managed to mess my leg up a bit. I'll explain later. If this is happening anywhere else, stay safe. Lock your doors. Or at least block them heavily. Please.